The things that nobody tells you about building a website, the hard things about rebuilding websites. I'm just finishing up 4 websites and tackling some hard questions. One website is a mature bookkeeping domain. It's been around for many years. Another website is a metal fabricator in the vehicle manufacturing space. And 2 websites in the window niche, in a trade niche. 3 of these websites are very mature with lots of history, lots of traffic. And when you're rebuilding a website, you have to take into consideration the pages that already rank, the pages that are possibly already bringing in leads and inquiries, the pages that are at the top of Google. These conversations are commonly absolutely missed, and a lot of the time the website designer, builder, it's not even a topic for them to consider. They've been contracted to build a website. Why would they look at the previous website performance and traffic and rankings? Their job is to design a website and build you a beautiful website. So it's really not even their fault. It just depends what you are buying. So back to my domains. Very first thing that we do is we pull a list of all of the pages on the website, and we rank them from most traffic to least traffic, and the ones that get the most traffic, we then identify which keywords they rank for, and those are the pages that we have to take huge care of with I Speak Good England. So what do we do with these pages? The guidebook says that there is no guidebook. I am the guidebook. The guidebook is experience. The guidebook is building your own websites, ranking your own websites, and essentially doing the thing for 20,000 hours, 50,000 hours, or 200,000 hours, which is ranking websites. But the guidebook is essentially have the main keyword in the URL. So if your current URL is services, it should be tree removal services, or just tree removal. So the services is not something that ranks on Google, right? Even though you absolutely should have a page on your website that lists your services with a grid of all of your services. There has to be a page / tree removal. So if a website doesn't have that page, it needs to be made. And then something needs to be done to the old URL, the old page. Maybe it was receiving some traffic. More importantly though, not just traffic, aside from inquiries of course, is those pages may have already been receiving backlinks from previous SEO campaigns, or just backlinks that have been picked up naturally. So we don't want to lose those. So in other words, we map out all of the pages that are getting traffic, all the valuable pages, and we map out a plan of what we need to do with those pages, whether the URL needs to change or whether the URL stays exactly the same. In many cases, the URL is fine, the main keyword or a variation of that keyword is there, so we keep it the same permalink. Obviously HTTPS, HTTP, the website with dub or not, so something needs to be, we have to always redirect to the main page, the page that we're going live with. And so any kind of SEO juice that was ever flowing to those pages, the plumbing needs to be essentially reconnected so that SEO juice flows to the updated pages. So the hard thing is making these decisions, because sometimes there are multiple keywords that you want that page to rank for. Sometimes the page already ranks for a few keywords that are not the priority keyword, but the keyword is very similar. So you want to minimize cannibalization. There's a whole bunch of stuff. And this is the hard thing about this space is, yes, there's a guidebook of things to do, but a lot of this comes down to if you've done this in the past and how it's played out. How many websites have we redeployed and moved over from Wix and Weebly and Squarespace and a whole bunch of stuff. It's fascinating, it's interesting, and I love the before and after rank trackers of before the website went up, after the website went up. Things sometimes drop. Welcome to Google, the kangaroo, algaroo. But if you do all the things correctly, generally 2-3 months, loops back around, and then the graph looks healthy from then on. What to do with the junk pages, the pages that are old, thin, dated, not getting any traffic, not delivering any value to the World Wide Web, old content, useless content. So at the end of the day, you want to present Google with the best version of the site. So everything that Google sees should be useful. So if there's pages where you're questioning whether you want to keep that text, if it's serving no value to Google, if it's serving no value to the user, consider deleting it. But make sure you redirect the URL to a page that is of similar nature, or just the home page, but redirect it, because there might be some random odd link to it, backlink, and you just don't want those links hitting a 404, which is essentially a dead page. That's not good for their SEO. They don't want to be linking out to dead pages. So eventually that link will disappear, and that's a loss. That's not good. So you want to clean up the website, absolutely. Some pages, for example, dated blogs, it might be worth just adding some more love to those blogs, adding some more text, adding some more internal links, external links. If a topic's worth keeping on the site, elaborate on that topic, add some additional pieces of content around that topic, link to that topic. So there's a lot of stuff that we can do. So I'm also currently inspecting pages by page on a few websites in the logistics space, in the transport management, freight management, and there's a whole bunch of blogs that are very average, and some of those are going to get culled, some of those are going to get redone completely and redirected to fix the permalink structures, and others are just going to have some juicy content added to them, maybe another 1,000 words of text, images, possibly some videos added to them. So make the content more useful, better experience for the user, better experience for the Google robot that is looking for guide-like content that answers the question and delivers good value. That's what Google wants. Google wants every page on their index to be useful, because what happens is a user will stay on that page. That means they trust Google more. That means they will spend more time with Google. That means Google will make more money. It's really simple. Google makes more money from ads and all sorts of revenues. So it's in their interest to keep the user engaged and happy browsing websites. So if your user jumps on a page from 2012 that was there, for example, this bookkeeping website had all sorts of rubbish, useless guides on how to use like MYOB or Xero back from 2012 when the interface was completely different. So that's an absolutely useless piece of content. It definitely doesn't need to be there. Not to mention those pages were really thin. If the content was current, but the pages were thin, so 200 words or 300 words of text, then it's worthwhile combining those pages into one guide-like page, but making sure all of the URLs are redirected. So the link juice flows to that new high quality page. So these are, a lot of the time, these are not the things that are ever discussed with the client, or expectations. And everyone dodges these conversations of, hey, this new website may cause your rankings to fluctuate. It's definitely going to fluctuate. But what happens when it fluctuates? Things can go up and things can go down. Sometimes we execute precise mirrors of sites, rankings go down. It's very hard to predict Google's behavior, but we just know that if we're heading in the right direction, doing all the things right, the graph will turn back around. I had another case where the right thing was done with the right intent. A site was reskinned essentially from while it was live. Don't exactly know how it was executed, but look, it was absolutely great job by the designer, the developer that did it. But they culled a lot of pages. Yes, it was a website in the solar space. Yes, useless pages. We don't sell those heat pumps. Yes, we don't sell that solar installation, but that page is mature. No problem. We can redirect to a similar page. So in other words, the website has been left with a whole bunch of 404 pages, which is essentially dead pages. Not only do potential backlinks mention those pages, so now we're going to start losing backlinks, but also internal pages within our website have been linking to those dead pages. So we've got dead links in our website, we've got dead links on other websites. Generally not good. That was one of the things, but the overall goal had the right intention, it was executed really well, and hey, the site's plummeting. Look, it's also plummeting because some of those pages that are useless pages that are not necessary, we're getting traffic. Now, I would have kept those pages and I would have just removed any call to actions. Let us have that traffic, keeps the user engaged. No harm in saying, hey, sorry, we don't actually supply these things anymore, and then just de-optimize the page to not reflect that we're selling that thing, for example. Happy days. Moral of the story, if you're getting a website rebuilt, fresh websites, it doesn't matter, but you just want to have a URL structure that's reflective of the keywords you want to rank for. But if you're having a website rebuilt, check if it's getting traffic, check if it's ranking. If it's getting inquiries and it is bringing some sort of a result, you need to be speaking to someone that understands how Google makes decisions. Doesn't necessarily need to be me, just someone that understands SEO. Or ask your web guy, hey, are we taking into consideration the old pages? Ask them that question. Don't tell them, because they're just going to listen to you and nod. Hey, what happens to my rankings with these pages? What are you taking into consideration here? If they're not confident, pause. That person might be great at building the site. They might build you a beautiful website with great imagery, great copy and stuff like that. But you just need to have an SEO, have a look, in particular the new page structure. If all pages will be rebuilt, a lot of web designers will sit down and draw you a new site like they think you should have. But what about the old 150 pages that you had that are mature, getting traffic, right? So moral of the story, have an SEO check out your site. Make sure the plan is correct, and then go ahead and build it. If you want to mitigate traffic loss, you also want to make sure the SEO titles and meta descriptions initially stay very similar if you had them before at all. If you don't, then make sure you create new ones, but be prepared for the Google rankings to fluctuate like crazy. And if you want to mitigate traffic loss, you got to try and make it as a lesser change. I can't say that because you're rebuilding the whole site. But you want the Google crawler not to freak out and be like, okay, hold on a second, let's retrust this website and put it back through a little bit of a trust process. Hey, there's been some changes on the site. Is it hacked, right? Is it hacked and there's about to be pharmaceutical and drug links there? That's Google's eyes. Google's instantly protective, instantly the trust. It's all about, if we keep sending visitors to the website, are they going to be misled? That's not good. So you just want to do things. You just got to do it.